Hello and welcome to a quick look. Me, GamerWolfSix of Hellish Journey, another furry visual novel that someone told me to check out. So we are. Before we start, if you're interested in me playing this game, then you can, tell me about it and I'll put it higher on the list. And unfortunately, but kind of like always, I completely forgot to check up what is the minimum amount for the newest version. But it's available free on itch.io, and let's see. Early access is $3 a month. Hyena. So, is there anything else? I guess we'll read the synopsis of this game. The story is about Aki, your character, a low-life mercenary wolf who got paid to do every job, either good or bad. Growing up in an unnamed kingdom, he lived as a street wolf after being abandoned by his family, until one day he met someone that has a heart of gold who helped him getting back up again. But the stranger would leave him one day to go on an important mission. And, there's more to it. But, I don't want to spoil too much. So, let's be here, set my face, and begin by hitting begin the journey. Also, this game has vor, I guess? No, not vor, gore, that's it. This game contains materials that may find disturbing, which include but not limited to blood and gore, eerie scenes, nudity, woo, and explicit sex between men, woo. Do not play if you're offended by these. And if you do, please proceed with caution. Warning, rollbacks are unavailable during your time to fight. So when the game suggests you save, you are very well advised to do so. So we see if that would depend on your choices. Your current filter settings is set to safe for work. The new gore and possible content will not be shown. I'd like to change it. You'll be able to change it afterwards. Yes. And let's just leave it at Aki. Do we just leave, not put anything in there? At some point, when I do new visual novels, or maybe even just, continue on, I should just keep it with the same person. And do we hit enter again? Okay. Every journey starts with a smile. Allies bounding together, emerging victories, places to explore. Aplenty. But the further you progress, the more experiences fade away into nothingness, turning into loss, despair, deception, death, and a horrible end. Unknown. Darkness. The only friend that you can trust. No friends, relatives, nor family. Lived a life full of suffering and despair. Not one person cares about what happened to you. They thought you were already dead. But you still stood up for yourself, striving to survive in this cursed world. In the face of adversity, you have proven your perseverance. You grew up stronger and stronger without help from others. Became a powerful mercenary, hired to do every task, even digging the dunnies. Whether it's good or bad, as long as the payment was good enough for you. Your life was already fine, till one day. On top of the chair, facing the bartender, you sat by your lonesome, your blunt sword and satchel resting beside your foot. Taking a swig of your beer quietly, you listen to the crowds, indulging in boisterous merrymaking, drunken men burping and yelping, and the occasional uproarious laughter, followed by the joke of some dog. You heard the tavern doors bell ringing, followed by the clanking metal armor sound getting closer. You knew right away those were the knights. King's Knights. What are they after now? Or King's Knights, what are they after now? It's kind of hard to do what you might assume is the inflection, Also, sorry for yawning. Reading makes me yawn. Also, it was a gym day. It sucked today. You muttered to yourself, taking in the frontmost guard. There were 3 of them. The other 2 stood behind the first knight as he began to unfold his scroll, clearing his throat. Sir Aki, you are hereby summoned by King Lamond to His Majesty's throne room, for there it is a matter of utmost urgency to be discussed with you, mercenary. What's your response? Don't tell me what to do. Shh, here's time. Strong silent type. You finished up your beer quietly and put it down on the table. Standing up from your chair, you left some coins beneath the mug, took your sword and your bag with you outside the tavern. You got out of the tavern and started to follow the 2 knights, while the other was tailing behind you. The blistering sun glared ever so unkindly at your weary eyes, bringing about a sharp hiss from you and inducing you to produce a robe. A robe? From your satchel to shield your face and back. Around you, bystanding beasts began to gossip about what was happening. Furtive glances inflating you as you kept walking. You could hear the conversation between 2 female fox and a deer. Isn't that the ruthless mercenary? I think so. What did he do? Haven't you heard? He crossed the line. He killed someone that he wasn't supposed to. The bear that was the victim of the gang war. He dispatched all of the gang members, but also the innocent bear. Worse, that bear was the friend of the king, which I bet has the king enraged. Oh my. Anything in mind? Well, King, give him a cold glare. Make them silent. It will be the strong silent type. Though, am I saying this or am I doing this? Because there's these things that say actions here. You just kept your head down and kept walking, trying your best not to get pissed off by the ladies gossiping about what you managed to stay quiet. As you managed to stay quiet. After the seemingly perpetual walk, with those beasts staring up at you, you finally arrived at the castle. The 2 front guards then stationed themselves beside the castle gate, as the other one continued seeing you to the throne room. Behind the gate was another one of those imposing height. Other 2 guards opened it as you headed in. Living up to its palatal outward appearance, inside the place was quite opulent, shiny even. You passed some rooms that weren't of any interest to you as you made your way to the throne room. Along the way, some servants were passing, stealing a glance at you from before looking away. They whispered the same thing you had heard from the woman outside as you made a sh sound. It was enough to make them walk even faster away from you as they shivered in fear. You entered the throne room. The Lion King was sitting on top of his throne, head perched on his fist. You walked toward and kneeled before him as you listened to what he had to say. Sir Aki, you have taken this job too far. Not only did you fail to fulfill your duty properly, but your actions also resulted in the death of a friend of mine. I did what you told me to, sire, but that wretched bear stabbed my back, so I put a sword in his stomach, as I thought he was an enemy of mine. That is why I told you that you've gone too far, so either you step down from being a mercenary or be exiled. It's interesting that he isn't going to jail us or kill us. So wait, we gone too far by retaliating from being stabbed in the back? Well, so we seem to recover well from being stabbed in the back. He roared as he stood up, letting out a loud booming voice. Letting out his loud booming voice be heard throughout the massive throne room. Your actions will only lead to destruction, or worse. You are in luck that the bear does not have a family anymore, or it'd be off with your head. Stand up. Then he sat down and tried to calm himself as you slowly stood up and faced him with a contained anger. Tch. I'll never stop being a mercenary. It made me survive this wretched place. I'd rather die than quit this job. Exile it is then. You turned your back to him and walked away, leaving the castle. Should we finish him off, my king? If he resists, do it, but suggest to keep him alive if possible. You headed towards the exit of the wretched kingdom that you were staying your whole life. As you headed outside the kingdom, you checked your inventory. Looking at your blunt sword, you sighed and threw it down the bridge, as all you had now was rations, enough for your travel. Okay, so we're weaponless? You took one last look at the place where you were born and had raised yourself on the streets before walking away. I mean, a blunt sword's still a sword. Also, do I hit enter again? Oh, I do. It was fall. Leaves were turning brown as you crossed the forest, eating your ration as you walked. You didn't know where to go, nor did you care. It was almost sunset, as you paid it no mind, walking aimlessly, not caring where or what you could find. As your rations were running out, you got a bit worried as you looked around your surroundings. Guess the first one? It's just a pile of rocks and some bones that had already been chewed. You saw a lot of fallen leaves and small birds, but they were not enough for your appetite. There you saw a hopping bunny, plump, and enough for you to eat tonight, as you drooled a bit. You saved your remaining rations in your bag, and started to prowl, eyes fixated on the bunny, who is, actually just a dude. You growled as you pounced on it, digging your claws into its body. Your paws were covered in blood, but you paid it no mind. The chirping noises of the birds gradually faded, most likely because of the noise it made. You should have been quieter then. You wrapped its leg with a rope and hung it on your shoulder before resuming your walk. The forest was pretty thick. Upon realizing that it was already sunset, you started searching for a place to rest. Also, I'm not sure how good wolves are at catching rabbits or something like that. I mean, maybe. You'd think there would be something of speed and sneakiness, but you wouldn't think that this big old guy would be, sneaky. I don't know. He's less of a rogue and more of a mercenary, so... You walked a bit faster until you finally came across a pile of leaves, besides the path that was good enough for you to stay and rest the night. And rest as the night was starting to fall. You prepared a pile of logs for your campfire, far away from the dry leaves, to avoid the fire from spreading. You started to light it up. You used up the remaining sticks and put some of them beside the fire. You then plunged a stick in the bunny, putting it on top of the fire. Sorry, my friend, but it's for survival. Looking at the dead bunny, you're reminded of your childhood. Dying, suffering, in despair, trying your best to stay alive. But it doesn't matter now. You're a grown-up. You can take care of yourself. As you waited for the bunny to get cooked, you grabbed another piece of wood, good enough to make a wooden spear. Using your claws, you started to carve its sharp edge. Your hands were still a bit stained from the bunny's blood. You cleaned your paws with your tongue, licking them clean before carving your spear edge again. The aroma of the cooked bunny hit your nose. You stopped on what you were doing to clean up your paw and started chewing on the cooked meat. The taste reminds you of your rough childhood once again. The first meat that you ate. A reptile stranger was passing by before noticing you. The stranger stopped in his track to offer you a piece of meat and gave you a warm smile. You wonder if you could ever meet that man again. That's not going to happen. I think he's dead now. You shook your head as the thoughts of what had happened to him crossed your mind. I should take a rest, more eating, less thinking. You kept eating the cooked bunny until it was all bones, but then laid your head down on the tree, your buttocks on a pile of leaves. Your eyes grew heavy. A little rest would do, I guess. I guess I'm not gonna die on this road. I'm starving. I guess I'm just gonna die on this road. I'm starving. Not a single person even tried to offer me food. You started to dream about your childhood life, slowly reliving it all as you played your part. You just sat down, defeated, your arms wrapped around your legs as you covered your face, waiting for yourself to get weaker and die. Until... You poor thing. The stranger who was covered from head to toes approached you. The stranger kneeled and looked at you. You could tell he was a reptile based on his tail and scent. You looked up at him as he offered you a steak and a bottle of water. You took it and started feasting on the meat as he looked at you softly. Hope that's enough for you to regain your strength, kiddo. You could hear what he was saying, but couldn't respond as you're busy eating. The stranger then stood up while still looking down at you. I will come back tomorrow, kiddo. Do meet me here again, he said as he put his hand on your head. It was quite heavy, yet soft even if it was scaly. He then gently pulled it off and walked away towards the crowd while you watched him disappear from your sight. Yeah, just who? That guy just helped me? You forgot to ask his name, yet you're curious who he was. The next day, the man showed up again. He looked at you, still lying down on the floor sleeping, and gently carried you up and brought you somewhere. You woke up on a bench with the man next to you and scurried away from him. Hey, don't be scared, kiddo. It's just me, the man from yesterday. You looked at him warily and gave him a sniff, and it was indeed the scent of a lizard. You lay your guard down as your tummy started grumbling. Hungry, aren't you? You could hear him chuckling as he took out something from what he was holding. I brought a bigger steak since you enjoyed it so much yesterday. His face was covered, but you could tell that it was giving you a smile. You gently grabbed the steak and began eating it. Your tail started wagging before you knew it. Upon noticing your tail, his tail swayed a little bit as well. Say, what's your name, kiddo? Looking at you, he patted your head as you slowly swallowed and gazed at him. My name's Aki. 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 A perfect name for such a survivor. He pulled his hand away from your head again and stood up. Let's meet at this place tomorrow, Aki. With that, the stranger walked away once again, but you could see a slight difference. His tail was swaying a bit. Day after day, you woke up to find him in front of you. He kept you fed as you got bigger and stronger, growing closer to him. He taught you to become stronger and taught you how to fight as he kept feeding you. You started conversing with him about all kinds of stuff and stories. You'd always enjoyed listening to him, until the last day you met him. You saw him waiting for you to wake up as usual, looking at you with a smile. Man, he's a big boy. At least he has pants on, so you don't have to censor anything yet. Hey, Aki, I've got something to show you. Whoa. You alright? Oh, heh, I guess this is your first time seeing me like this. All buff. Heh, come on, follow me. You followed him to the bench where you both met the second time, with him carrying you there. You both sat down on the bench together once more. He pulled out something from his bag. It was some kind of pants. This is for you. I figured you were growing up, so you'd grow into it someday. He chuckled and, as he said, giving you the pants. They were heavy, and when you tried to wear them, they were a bit big, but you could feel them become suddenly light. Whoa. You like it? Well, yeah. It's like, yeah, I do. I'm glad you like it, kiddo. Hey, so there's something I want to say to you, kiddo. You looked at him. You could feel a sudden shift of emotion building up on him. Aki, I want you to stay strong. Do anything or everything you can to survive, no matter the cost. Why? Are you saying that to me now? I may be gone for more than a couple of months, Aki. There are some stuff that I really need to take care of. Can I go with you? I mean, we're not kind of based here. But can't I just go with you? I would let you if I could. That place doesn't allow teens yet. Oh, so it's a sex place. But don't worry. When we meet again, I'll prepare you a buffet just for you, Aki. You both looked at each other and smiled before he patted you on the head and stood up. So, anything you want to ask before I go, Aki? I can see you again. He said maybe a few months. Send me a letter, I guess? Can you send me a letter sometimes, please? I can't read, but it would be nice to have a letter. I'll keep that in mind, Aki. Thanks. I guess the next one. When can I see you again? Don't worry, just a couple of months, more or less. Then I'll treat you, kiddo. And I guess it's been years since then. Alright. You have to go? Yeah, there's some important stuff I need to take care of, Aki. Okay. You had no other questions to ask. You stood up and started to walk away again. Before he disappeared, however, you thought of something. Wait! He stopped in his track, looking back at you. Who are you, anyways? Please, who are you? He looked at you, and you could tell he was smiling. You could feel him smiling. I'll tell you when we meet again, Aki. Wait, we don't even know his name? Seriously? He said, and walked away, disappearing from your sight once more, just like all the times before. Days and nights passed. You waited and waited, but he never came. Weeks, months, and then a year, yet he never appeared. You had become a mercenary half a month ago because of what he said to you. I want you to stay strong, do anything or everything you can to survive, no matter the cost. It's also the only job you could reach to be respected. I don't really understand what that meant. You had no other choice but to rely on yourself once again, and did everything you could to survive. You entered the tavern. A female bear was waiting for you. You sat down in the chair and looked at her. What? I need your help, mercenary, in exchange of... Your eyes widened for a second as she showed you a small box filled with gold coins before you looked back at her. What do you want? A group of assassins killed my husband, and I want justice to be done. She looked at you, dead serious, as you looked back at her. Guess I can't say no to that price. Got any items from them? She pulled out something from her bag, seemingly a cloth with blood from the assassin. Will this do? Perfect. You took the blood-stained cloth and put it in your pocket. I believe you can track them down using that only. Once your job is done, this gold is all yours, mercenary," she said as you left the tavern and headed towards the kingdom's exit. The search took you hours. It had already been night, and you could smell the scent getting closer. You saw the camp with 4 beasts, covering their identity, but you could smell the scent of the canine one. You got a bit closer, prowling around, without getting caught, as your scent was covered with mud. You got even closer, listening in on the conversation. "Damn, we had a lot this week." "I know, right? That bear had more money than the other beasts we've stolen." "Yeah, but he was resisting, and he got what he deserved." The canine did a gesture where he puts a knife on his neck, as the others laughed. Yet the 4th one was quiet and didn't even react as they enjoyed the fire. "You know, old man, you're breaking the mood." "Yeah, why not celebrate with us?" "Yeah, what the kitty said, we've earned a lot today." The old man just shook his head, stood up, and walked away from them. "Seems like now's your chance." Going for a night walk, old man?" the fox said as the others laughed. You started your move. You took a rock large enough for you to carry and threw it towards the fox, letting it stay down with his face ruined as the others got up in alert. Letting it stay down? I don't know. What the fuck was that? I don't know, but it ain't good. Show yourself, fucker. He chuckled and threw another rock, the same size as the canine's face, breaking his head. Then you rushed towards the feline and stabbed him right through the heart as he screeched in pain and died. You pulled your sword as you noticed the 4th one running away from you. You followed him, yet you picked up no scent from him, so you just used your eyes and caught up to him. Your pace was getting faster than his, and as you readied your sword, he intentionally slowed himself down as he faced you. You rushed even faster and stabbed him right through his stomach. You stopped on the ground, looking at him as he started coughing up blood. I guess the job's done. You pulled your sword, then suddenly, you are grown up now, Aki. You heard a familiar voice just right in front of you. Your eyes widened in surprise as you noticed the familiar tail behind him. Your hand trembled and let go of the sword as your vision blurred a bit. The man in front of you, the man you had just plunged your sword into, was the man who took care of you. Damn, it do be like that sometimes. You did what I told you to. I'm proud. He took off his cloak, revealing the monitor lizard's body, a scent engulfing your nose. A familiar scent. A very familiar scent. He lay down on the ground as he kneeled beside him. Oh. No. This can't be happening. Please, this can't be happening. You couldn't think of anything to say. Your tears started falling down his body as he gave you a warm smile. Why? He asked earnestly, covering the large wound in his stomach as the sword was still there. I had to, for you, Aki. He started coughing, his voice lowered as he kept holding his paws. Please, don't leave me. Sorry this has happened. No, this isn't your fault. I should have told you sooner. I found out I was getting weaker. He kept tearing up as he gave you a soft and calm smile, reaching your head and patting you. You remind me of my child, Aki. No, don't say anything like that. I'm gonna keep you alive. Don't leave me. It's fine, Aki. This is my fate. You just take care of yourself. ends your fate, not me. He gently pulls his hands down and looks at you, or puts his hand. No, please, don't leave me again. You can do it, Aki. Believe in yourself. Aki, you've come so far. I don't want you to give up now. This is just the beginning of your new life. You becoming more independent. It's just a wonderful sight before I die. I'm very glad that I met you, kiddo. I miss calling you that. Guess I'll tell you the important thing now, before I say goodbye. He said, as he was about to say his final words, My name is... Your ears flicked up as he woke up. It was still night when you heard a group of stallions approaching. 21 nights. In the middle of the night? You wondered as what it could be. The knights halted their horses as soon as they saw you. You stood up, clutching your bag and spear in your hands as you looked at them. I'm just checking my face rig is good. You're decent. Most of them were familiar to you, but there was another one, different from the rest. He was wearing full knight's armor, his helmet adorned with a red feather on top. Guess that's their leader. He stepped down from his horse and took off his helmet. Wolf, huh? What is your business? You looked at him as you gripped your spear and let a soft growl. The king has ordered for your return to the castle. His dealings with you is still not over yet. You will suffer the consequences if you do not comply. Tch. I stormed off for a reason that you'd never understand much. The wolf gritted his teeth and unsheathed his sword, followed by the other knights. I'm giving you one last warning, mercenary. Follow the king's order, or suffer the consequences. Yeah, I'm not sure that he would just be like, well, come back because of reasons. It's probably coming back for an execution, I guess. You put your bag down as you readied your wooden spear and pointed at them. Bring it on, mutts. You're in a very bad situation. Your weapon is only a wooden spear, and most of them are wearing full armor, and that's it. Oh jeez, it's the music from A Legionnaire's Life. I guess it's maybe royalty free. Some parts of them aren't covered by any armor. That's where you're gonna hit them. The knights surround you as you point your spear at them. Some attempt to get near to you as you start plunging your spear to the part where their armors can't block your spear. Some of them screamed in pain, while some still blocked your wooden spear. You managed to dodge and block their swords. The wolf slashed up. I might want to turn down the audio just a tad bit more. Because in a way this is an audio check if I, do a let's play of it. The wolf slashed up his sharp sword at your wooden spear, breaking it. Growling and you were about to claw the wolf before you felt something cold and sharp plunge into your back as it emerged out in front of you. You looked at your hands and spit out blood, taking in the pain the pain even more as you kept on growling. Your vision slowly darkened. Seriously, this guy didn't just run? Because it's like, I guess there's horses, but you're in a forest, which makes fleeing from horses a bit easier, and also, they have a bunch of armor, which would probably slow them down a tad. You kneeled on a pile of leaves, unconvinced that you'd been stabbed. You felt something heavily strapped to your neck. Strapped? It was a neck cuff with chains attached. You were warned, and yet you fought back. Now you're paying the price, mercenary. You tried to get back up on your feet. But as you tried to do so, the wolf pulled you down, and your vision got even darker. Your corruption spreads no more, mercenary. Your vision darkened as you lied on the ground. You felt the sword that had plunged through your stomach being pulled out as the last thing you heard were, "He's gone. Go bury a hole for him." "Yes, sir." Your heartbeat slowed and then resumed its rapid beat, full of yourself again as you thought, "I'm not dead yet. I'm too early to die yet. I'm too early." Actually, let's just roll back. Print screen. There you go. Those fuckers. Kill them. Kill them all. Suddenly, everything stopped. The sound of shovel digging, the pain in your stomach, the leaves you were lying on. All gone, as you laid in a vast, pitch-black space. Nothing to see, and you're unable to move. My, what a ruthless creature. Suddenly, you heard a voice somewhere in the darkness, seemingly staring at you. "Who are you?" The voice chuckled as he spoke. "All right, then." Your eyes widened as you saw the stranger's looks. A demon with 3 hands. Hands? His face terrifying and malicious, his size 3 times bigger and taller than you. 3 hands. Not 3 heads? I mean, then that would make sense that you don't see, 6 eyes. Looked down on you, pulled you up to your feet, and helped you dust yourself off. Your ears drooped as you looked at him in fear. "The name's Chort, an infamous demon who holds the power of Dark Forest. I may not be seen from your vision, but you may feel my cold presence as you pass me by. I was intrigued with your life, not only of how you act, but also how your actions are just like a true demon." His presence was very intimidating. The black vastness surrounds you, become even colder as you look at him. "What's your business with me?" Let's just say your physiques are quite extraordinary, and not to mention your skills too. So, here's the deal. I've been looking for someone who can wield my power, a perfect vessel who can harness my powers for destruction and wrath. You will let me use you as my living vessel, and in exchange you may use some of my powers, and you will have an unending lifetime for as long as I'm inside you. You looked at yourself, dying, about to be buried even though you're not dead yet. Or so that's what you thought. With this demon, you could use him to destroy those fools. So, what would it be? Accept deal. You accepted the bargain from the demon. You kneeled and faced him. Very well. I offer myself as your vessel, Chort. Man, it's not going to be like the demon from, what's it called? Sugar Lane. I guess this is going to come out before that comes out, because how many weeks do we got? About 8 weeks? I might need to do a check on how many videos. I thought we had less, but still. But yeah, there's a demon in that game. He just wants to fuck a puss. And I'm not even lying. Excellent. You could see his face making a weird smirk as he started to dissolve and turned into Black Soul. Know this, my powers are stronger than you can imagine. Use it whenever you want to protect yourself, or even to destroy anything that's in your way. What the? Oh, that's what my guy looks like? You begin to float as he moved closer to you, suddenly giving you a kiss as his soul started to get inside of you. The open wound on your stomach was starting to heal and regenerate. You could feel the power of cold within you. Your eyes were turning into the color of crimson blood. Now then, how about we give those stupid knights a comeback? You nodded and everything came back to you, with you lying down, and you stood up, All of them were still looking at the hole, with their back facing you, unaware you were standing behind them. Is it just me, or why is the air getting colder? Look out! You stood up, presenting them with a cold smile, as the swords that plunged into your stomach flew towards you. You grabbed it and slowly transformed into some unknown sword. As it looks like a black and blue sword with a cold, dark aura, a perfect weapon for you. Let's make use of the blood you lost and give them back what they deserve. I mean, it probably wasn't the wolf knight that stabbed me, so let's point the sword at the knights. He gave the knights a menacing smile, eyes widened with rage and disgust as he looked at them. Shit, how'd he get back to life? Is he a monster? Stand your ground. We have strength in numbers. Be ready to kill that beast. Ha 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 ha. Sorry, I'm terrible at laughing, so I always just go back to that Final Fantasy X thing. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, go on. You still think I'm a powerless brat, don't you? Let me show you, weaklings, my payback. You took up your sword stance as the knights charged towards you, giving them a menacing smile as the sword started to glow. With your sword ready and thirsty for blood, you swayed the sword and sliced the first knight that charged towards you as it pierced through his armor. As the knight got hit, a mark appeared on him as ice spikes emerged from the ground, stabbing him in different directions, fully covering him in ice. Red blood started to flow deep inside the ice as the corpse was left to rot. The other knights were left dumbfounded as they looked at their deceased ally, who was now covered in ice. The wolf knight shouted as they kept charging towards you. You could hear what they were saying from afar. Send this message to the king. The mercenary is no ordinary. And an ally no more. I was pretty much thinking that we were going to go back to the kingdom to be executed. They killed him, and now they're being like, he's not an ally! And also, he is no ordinary? Let me just do that. And then, boop. Also my face. There we go. Understood. You gritted your teeth as you could see the messenger making escape on his horse. Not getting away that easily. You raised your left paw as a ball of dark frost slowly formed, then threw it at the messenger with great velocity and speed. The ball perfectly hit the messenger and exploded, creating a huge ice-spiked barrier blocking their path as the wolf knight shriveled in fear. Your sword glowed even stronger as you swung at the knights, every one of them sliced in half, marked, then covered in ice, until the only one left was the wolf knight. Looks like the only one left is you. The wolf knight gritted his teeth as he drew his sword. You dare kill your own kingdom's soldiers, mercenary? We're banished! Anyways, still thinking me as a mercenary, huh? Without hesitation, the wolf knight charged towards you. His sword was ready to stab you as you smiled at him menacingly. Think he can kill me, eh? Give it a try. The wolf knight gritted and chuckled as you allowed him to stab your chest. His eyes widened. Seeing you still up and fighting as you kicked his stomach and pulled out the sword deep in your chest. As the hole began to heal itself, you stepped on the stomach and readied your sword. What the hell are you? The kingdom's destruction. You looked down at him and raised your sword. You plunged your sword deep within his stomach as he screamed for help. He kept on stabbing the wolf's stomach, pushing it in and pulling it out again. You laughed at his pathetic state as you kept on stabbing, his screams fading as his mouth spilling blood. Weren't you the leader of those knights? Where has your leadership gone? I thought you were supposed to be a challenge, but you're nothing but a weak peasant. Finally, you pulled out your sword and moved back. And moved back. The mark was more visible than the others, as he then suddenly exploded and turned into a big iceberg in the middle of the autumn forest. Good work, mercenary. Now then, where shall we head to next? I mean, it could go to the kingdom, but let Short decide, I guess. Where'd you want me to be? How about we destroy these fools' kingdom? As you wish, Short. Look at your surroundings. The forest was covered in ice as you examined your sword. Can you leave your... No, wait. You can leave your sword behind you. The sword always follows its bearer. Another skill of mine. No, wait. You can leave your sword glide behind you? You can leave your sword glide behind you. I'm wondering if the person that wrote this might not be an English speaker, and it might be like, not glide, but like float behind you. Let your sword glide behind you. Let's just type in the typo. That one. And then that one. And then this one. There we go. You placed the sword behind you, and it glided, just following you as you walked. You ran and jumped, and it still followed you. Amazing. Amazing indeed. Now then, shall we proceed to our next destination, mercenary? You nodded, following the road back to where you came from. The place grew quiet. The only noises were crickets, still clicking, and fireflies flickering before you broke the silence. So, Lord Short. Ever met other demons and monsters? Are there any other demons or monsters you've seen here? I'm not quite sure. I've been roaming these lands for so long, but I haven't seen one. But that doesn't mean there are no other demons here. They could be hidden around these parts. Some can hide their identity or even their auras and live like residents. So some beasts are just demons in disguise? Pretty much like it. Who are you really? So who the hell are you really? Guess I'll just tell you. The name's only Jorts. I'm a black demon dragon with unimaginable powers. I was one of the most powerful demons who ruled before I suddenly fell into this place. I couldn't touch nor destroy anything. It could only bring shivers to some wanderers, make them feel cold and scared, which was truly boring. But with you right now, I could feel the thrill of killing and massacring these weaklings. It's wonderful and entertaining to watch. You've already done an excellent job. I see, but why me? I've started observing you ever since your first task as a mercenary. I've seen how you wield your weapon against your foes with no resistance. Your merciless act towards them piqued my interest in you. Huh. How long have you been roaming these lands? How long have you been roaming this place? Not sure. There are lots of different time zones and timelines. So I guess maybe more like more than 100 years. I mean, if you like kind of circumvent the globe, it kind of slows down time because like there's Greenwich time, uh, there's Hawaii time, stuff like that. Sorry, it makes me on. Being just a spirit roaming around here and can't even do anything, rather than just blowing cold wind, is pretty boring. You could hear him let out a sigh in your head as he started talking again. You should be thanking me for what I did to you. You could have been buried by now. Yeah. Thanks, I guess. You guess? Want me to leave your corpse behind? Fine. Sorry. The place grew silent again as your sword started to flicker. Short, what is this? Someone's here. You pulled out your sword from behind you as you could hear a rustle on the bush beside you and faced it. Let's wait for it to come out. Let's just say, show yourself. You shouted as you stood your ground ready to strike. The rustle stopped as you sliced out what you saw coming out of the bush in half. Wait, what is that thing, Short? You saw a gooey creature sliced in half and turned into ice. Calm down. It's just slime. Slime? Yes, some unintelligent creatures that roam around the forest. Surprised you haven't even seen one, Aki. Where'd they come from? Oh no, and I don't care. Nobody really knows where they came from. You have other important stuff to do than to worry about it, Aki. You nodded as you put your sword behind you, following the road back to where you came from. You arrived in front of the kingdom. The tower guards had shouted an alarm as soon as they spotted you. Bells were clanging and folks were screaming inside. An army of knights came out of the gate and blocked the bridge. I mean, they wouldn't know about it, right? Above the gate, between the towers, stood the king of your broken kingdom. He looked at you with pure disgust. Mercenary, you've gone too far now. First you killed my closest friend. Now, your kingdom's army? What is wrong with you? Also, did the messenger leave? I thought we'd stopped him. He shouted at you as the knights prepared their weapons and gone into positions. Bows were pointing at you, and knights with their horses ready to charge towards you. You tried to come up with a plan when you felt George poking your inside. Listen what he's gonna say. I have a plan to end this all. What is it? Since you're still new to these powers of mine, I guess I have to do it first. What do you mean? You have to lend me your body for a while. What? Just trust your cold, heartless inner demon, Aki. You could feel his voice telling you the truth as you looked at the place, outnumbered and surrounded. You then forced focus back on Chort. You looked at him as you raised your right hand for a handshake. Alright, just don't you dare keep me inside this dark, boring place of yours. Then we have a deal, my vessel. He accepted your hand. Both of you switched places with him, taking control of your own body as you watch the scene unfold. You sure this plan will work, Short? Oh, please, I never fail, not even once. He nodded as you just sat back and observed what Short was planning. Lion felt an unusual aura around your body as his fur raised. You're not Aki, are you? Perhaps. I'm surprised you figured it out. No wonder you aren't someone like the king in the game of chess, but still a weakling. Lion's fur raised even more as he gritted his teeth. Who are you, monster? As soon as the knights heard what the king said, some of them shivered, and some of them started to feel cold. For a king such as yourself, you have no manners. I'm a demon, not a monster. I am the infamous demon of the dark frost, Chort, and I see you've changed so much, Laymond. Everyone, including the lion, was startled at what they'd heard from Chort. How the hell did you know my name, demon? I know everything, and more, than you could ever know, and I, for one, never would have thought a fearful weakling like you could become king of this place. The lion twitched, growling at Chort. Your Majesty, is what the demon is saying is... The demon's mouth is full of lies and deceit. Do not be charmed. The lion raised his voice, seemingly not guilty, but was finding a way to get out from that situation by shouting at the knights, while they were starting to get shivers down their spines. How pathetic. The lion and his army widened their eyes as they watched your hand summoning an unknown magic that got bigger and bigger. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I may be a demon, but I tell no lies, weakling, for your sins have made me even stronger. Even when you weren't the one using your body, you could feel it getting heavier as you grunted in pain. Chort, what are you doing? Giving them what they deserve. It's too heavy. You'll get used to it. Just don't faint for now. They all shouted in fear and distress. They ran back inside the kingdom gate as the lion kept shouting, Retreat! Retreat! Inside the kingdom immediately! The lion looked at the archers, signaling them to engage their attacks. Fire! The archers did what they were told. Numerous arrows were incoming towards Chort, but instead it was swallowed up by the dark ball of blizzards as Chort started to laugh maniacally. Weak. Pathetic. Is this all you got, Leomund? The lion shivered in fear as he looked at the giant ball of dark frost. Impossible. The lion looked at Chort and smiled. As he smiled, Darling, there's no such thing as impossible for a demon. Something like this. The huge ball of dark frost reached its final size, Chort holding it with just a finger as you carried it, as if it was the cause of your next death. As if. He then threw it towards the kingdom as he gave the lion one final smirk. Take this as my farewell gift to you and your peasants. Farewell, Laymond. The whole kingdom turned into a pile of snow, full of ice spikes in a matter of seconds. Buildings destroyed and shattered to pieces. Bodies scattered on the pile of dark snow. As Chort took a deep breath, looking at the beautiful view. Are you seeing this, Aki? This is the view that I've been desperate to see for thousands of years. Destruction, chaos, and nothingness. All is gone, except the dark snow around us. I'm done with my part, Aki. Your deal is done. He said, as both of you switched places again, your knees felt numb, and your vision blurred. So fucking heavy. Your vision blurred and darkened as your knees were getting weak. You then fell and fainted as your whole body was numbing in pain from what you just carried. Oh my, I guess I went a bit too far for my vessel. Oh. Took it too far. I guess I should... Somehow, Chort found something, an aura he was familiar with, something that made him a bit afraid as he growled. He landed in front of Chort's vessel, which is you, as it kept a low profile. Is this him? Indeed, it's him, Red. That's Chort. Great. Well, with us hitting at that point, I think it's a good time to call it. Ooh woo. Also, there's that guy right back there, which I'm Okay, that's tongue. I thought that could be a tentacle. Ooh. But that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. I mean, quick look. Sorry. Again, if you want me to play this game, tell me, and I'll give it a point, which put up higher on the list, which means I'll do it sooner. Though there's quite a few of the visual novels on me list. Yes, it do be like that sometimes. I really do. And yeah, if you want to play this game, it's on itch.io where you can get it for free. And if you want the more up-to-date version, go to their Patreon. It's $3 a month. And yeah, comment, guys. I like comments, simply like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out others that epic grow. And please remember to spend your animals to help control the pit population of Woo. And until next time, let's play. I could have a cup of tea or some coffee. Me, GamerWolfSix, of some other furry visual novel. So thanks and see ya.